going on, everybody? Welcome to the RBS Cinema Podcast.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
This is Sparta! I'm thinking I'm back.
Why so serious?
Avengers!
Assemble. I'm Batman.
You better lawyer up, asshole. Because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
I'll be back.
You shall not pass!
RBS.
Lovely.
Devin, are you sure the podcast is recording right now?
Surely you can't be serious about that question.
I am serious. Don't call me Shirley.
All right. To answer your question, yes, it is recording.
Great. Off to a good start.
Welcome, everybody, to RBS Cinema. This week's episode, we are talking about Airplane. But before we talk about that, I'm your host, Devin. With me, as always, is co-host Jack.
I'm still Jack.
And boy, howdy, is this going to be a laugh riot of an episode, because we are talking about the, 1979, 1980 movie Airplane.
Exclamation point.
With an exclamation point, which is just an all-out laugh riot. So you won't be hearing me throughout the course of the movie going like, oh, yeah, this part was funny. Just the whole movie in general is hilarious, so you won't be hearing me go like, yeah, this part was hilarious. And reason why they were talking about Airplane is because that we spun our Summer Movie Blockbuster wheel from last week, and it landed on Airplane. And so, which, speaking of, this is our third to last Summer Movie Blockbuster hit in our list of movies.
Summer's drawing to a close.
So we got two more on the docket. We got Inglourious Basterds and Sonic.
Which could be two of the most unlike movies that you've ever seen.
Yes. One that is super family friendly and kind of joking. Another one is a super serious World War II based movie, which is directed by Quentin Tarantino. So that'll be a banger. So it's either that we're going to end the summer with a super friendly note or a super in your face.
A video game adaptation or a rated R film.
Yes. So, for those of you that are new, basically what we're going to do is just like run through the vitals, tell you what the movie's about, tell you what who directed it, starred in it, all that boring stuff, and then finally get to our favorite bits about the movie, and then talk about a consensus at the end. So.
Yeah, I don't think this movie is going to be very straightforward. We're going to go through the plot. It's just going to be a lot of like what we found funny about the film, because like with a comedy, the plot isn't really all that important.
Especially with this being a spoof movie, that makes it a little difficult. Because yes, there is a cohesive story. All it is just about like these people that are on this airplane. They are flying from I don't remember off the top of my head. But they have to land in Chicago because everybody's getting sick on board because of the dinner that they ate, and like people are basically dying because of it.
Yeah.
And they have to land the plane in Chicago, and that's basically the whole consensus of what the movie is about. But between them before they even take off, like people arriving at the airport all the way up until the movie ends is just jokes. That's all it is. From start to finish, that's all it is.
This movie is way less serious than we're making it out to sound.
Yeah.
This would be the plot for like a modern drama,
yeah.
I would say.
Well, I do have something about it like at the end, but because we get through suggestive people.
Yeah.
So but this was on, or this is a spoof on the movie 0 Hour is what it's called. And I would assume that it's just the same. The only difference, of course, is that they're just like poking fun at stuff. So, but yeah, otherwise, have you seen any movies this week?
Have I seen any movies?
Since last weekend.
No. No, actually, no. I watched a little bit of Deadpool and Wolverine again.
Okay.
I wanted to rewatch it. I'm down to the last hour of it, but I got distracted by a bunch of other stuff that I had to do. I had to watch this film, so
Yeah.
I'll go back and finish it at some point. But
And you've seen it prior?
yeah, I
right?
saw it in
Okay.
theaters.
Okay.
I saw it
Yeah.
in theaters with my dad. So
Nice.
yeah,
With my
so
dad.
I'll finish that later.
Nice.
But that was like really the only one that I saw, to my knowledge. All other things I watched was like the first episode of Fallout finally,
Yeah.
and then a 3-hour video essay on the Kendrick Drake beef.
Oh yeah.
Because just it showed up in my YouTube feed. I was like, oh, cool video.
This
essay
will
that I
be
could-
interesting.
So I'll have one screen on my computer watching that watching that video, and the other
Oh,
screen
okay.
is when I'm playing Balatro.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So,
Yep. And with that also being said, thank you everybody so much for tuning in, watching, listening, however you guys are doing it, having us on the background, which you can. Still counts as a view, so I appreciate it.
what podcasts are for?
So leave a like, comment, share this video with anybody that you think is interested or likes movies or likes other people's opinions about movies that they enjoy or what have you.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
And be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're on YouTube and on Spotify. So hopefully, if we get enough subscribers, so please subscribe, have other people subscribe, make up dummy accounts to subscribe. I don't care. Get that subscriber rate up so that way we can actually get on to bigger and better things. So grow the channel. Really appreciate it. So, otherwise, I've seen some bangers of movies throughout the week. Last weekend, I saw Together.
Whiskey for the pain.
So, and then we also went to go see
see
Fantastic Four.
First Steps, which was I said it was okay.
Yeah, that was all right.
We will protect you.
I mean, it's nothing to write home about. I would probably say, because for me, going off of our criteria of how we do the podcast, I would say that it is a buy, only for myself. In general, I would say that it's a rent. It's a generic Marvel movie. It doesn't really pan to anything bigger or it doesn't lead into anything much.
Which is crazy because it really looked like they tried.
Yeah.
But they tried really hard to make this like very unique art style.
Oh yeah, like it's based on a different universe, and it's Earth 898, and like, it's based in the 60s, and like they've got flying cars and stuff like that. So of course it has to be an alternate universe,
But
which is cool.
as
It's
much
kind of
as
like a
they-
futuristic like 60s vibe. It's
Yeah.
kind of like lived in the 60s, but if it was more in like the Jetsons era of the future.
But like
So-
as much as they tried to make it different, it really just ended up like every other Marvel movie.
Right.
really.
I mean, like it's better than the other ones that have
Yeah,
come out.
it wasn't terrible,
So,
but I mean
like,
it wasn't
definitely like you should definitely watch it at some point, but it's not like you have to rush to the theater and go and watch it though.
Yeah, especially
So-
if you've seen all the trailers for it, which there were so many of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it like a rent. If
Yeah.
we were talking about like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 7
Yeah.
out of 10. Like
Yeah, it's definitely
decent to strong
like
6.
yeah, it's a decent, but it's also just a generic Marvel movie, so like
Yeah.
that's got it going for itself.
I really thought they'd do something more interesting.
Yeah. But then Sunday, the day after, I saw Together with my wife.
Yeah.
So that was actually pretty good. The ending was a little lackluster, I would say. But otherwise, like it was a pretty good horror movie, I would say. It's more the overarching scope of the movie is about codependency, and I do really like when horror movies in general have a bigger theme for the movie that they're showing. It's like this one is about codependency, or like for the A24 movie Men, how that one was about like, oh, like you shouldn't trust some men and like all this bunch of stuff because like they're have a secret agenda, or they're just trying to have you be their mother, or they're gonna backstab you, or something like that. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it, so. But like it has an overarching story besides the cohesive story that it's telling you. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So that one's actually pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Last night I went to go and see Weapons.
Why just her classroom? Why only hers?
This is where the story really starts.
So, which is another good movie. For that movie in general, I would have to give it a buy just because it was super well made and super good. And if I remember correctly, it is based off of a true story. Do you know like the backstory on the movie or anything?
I don't, but if you say that it's a buy, maybe I should see if I could
because it's in theaters, right? I would say basically theater. So going off of the same criteria of being like rent, buy, or skip, when it's in theaters, I would say it's a theater, stream, or skip. And so like for this, I would say theater. So
oh god, but now we gotta make a second podcast.
I know.
Now we gotta have the TSS podcast.
Yeah. The TSS podcasts.
Yeah, because that is
welcome to our spin-off
that
podcast
is a slightly
of
different
TSS
criteria, though. That's because like I feel like going into see in the theaters is somewhere in between buy and rent. Right. I feel like theater is right in the middle. Like I'll go see it on like in the theaters, but after that, I don't think I would want to like
watch it
do
again
one or the other.
or like buy it on DVD or something. Yeah.
Because like you can't exactly call going to watch it at the theater either of those things. So we'll have to amend our the RTBS.
If it's a movie that's released in theaters and we talk about it, then then we can do it as that criteria.
Because then streaming is also like that sort of thing where you're not renting it, but you're not exactly buying it either.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I pretty much say that streaming is kind of like renting, so like it's kind of like a rent buy situation. But yeah, otherwise, all in all, pretty good stuff. I watched Long Legs for the first time this week, which is actually pretty cool. I actually pretty decently enjoyed that movie. I bought it on 4K Steelbook because I was all like, oh, like for one, I haven't bought a Steelbook in a while. I heard that Long Legs is pretty good, so like I'll buy it. And I was not disappointed with my purchase. I will say that. So that is a buy as well. So, and if you guys want us to talk about any of these movies that I mentioned or that we went to go see Fantastic Four, let us know in the comments section below and we'll get that going. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Airplane, the movie that we're here to talk about.
About, what is that, like 10 minutes into the podcast?
Give or take.
Start talking about it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
So what the movie is about is after the crew becomes sick with food poisoning, a neurotic ex-fighter pilot must safely land a commercial airplane full of passengers. Pretty much what I said. What I said was more in depth about what happens in the movie. So we got 3 directors, not 1, not 2, but 3. We got Jim Abrams. Yeah, I think it's just Jim Abrams. David Zucker and Jerry Zucker. So probably the brother duo. And then all of them wrote it as well. So don't really need to name them.
Writer-director.
So we got the writer-director combo here. And then top cast, we got Robert Hayes, who plays as Ted Stryker. Julie Hagerty plays as Elaine Dickinson. Got lovable, great Leslie Nielsen plays as Dr. Rummick. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is in this. He plays as Roger. Murdoch. Got Lloyd Bridges. Great Lloyd Bridges is Steve McCroskey. Peter Graves is Captain Clarence Over. Oh yeah, because it's over. Because they make that whole bit of over. Lorna Patterson is Randy, and Robert Stack is Captain Rex Kramer. I also wanted to give a shout out to Otto, is the autopilot. So Because Otto
That's crazy that
is playing himself.
They listed him in the cast list on IMDb. Well, I guess it was in the. It's technically he's in the credits.
Yeah,
so.
technically at the end of the credits, he is in the credits as himself.
Oh my god! Look at all these taglines.
I know. Got a few taglines for you here, Jack.
Yeah.
You've read the ad. Now see the movie.
I mean, yeah.
The in-flight comedy that airlines won't show.
I mean, yeah, I probably wouldn't show this movie either.
Yeah. I don't know. This doesn't really make any sense, but I'm Brian. Fly me. Double bill with Monty Python's Life of Brian. So this probably came out around that time too.
Yeah.
So winner of no Academy Awards. We've got so many. The comedy that goes to new heights. The incredible story of a man, a plane, and a dream. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but it is a spoof movie after all.
It's his dream.
So
his dream is he wants to be with the one he loves. You know.
I guess. The mother of all air disasters is coming. Feels like that's kind of a double entendre. The flight you missed became a legend. It's the funniest movie ever made, but it's not for everyone. I would have to agree. It's not for everyone. Airplane? What is it? It's a big metal thing with wings, but that's not important right now. Basically, to emphasize that later on in the movie, they made that joke twice. It's all like, oh, like, we got to get these people to a hospital. A hospital? What's that? And she goes like, it's a big building with patients in it, but that's not important right now.
No, she doesn't even say what is that. She's
what is
a hospital.
Yeah.
It's like,
what is
it's a building with No, she doesn't say what is it.
Yeah, she does.
She does?
Yeah.
Oh.
She goes like, a hospital. What is it? Because she's asking like what the reason for
the
hospital.
Okay.
So
again, that might go over people's heads.
Probably.
Well.
This is your captain speaking. We're experiencing some minor technical difficulties. What's slower than a speeding bullet and able to hit tall buildings at a single bound? Airplane. Like, it doesn't say airplane, but that's what it is. Thank God it's only a motion picture. The craziest flight you'll ever take. And last one, the plane's going to Chicago. The pilot's going to New York. The passengers are going to pieces. So, that's all the taglines we have.
So,
it's... I don't know. I think this might be the most taglines we've had in a movie so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's from the 1980s, so lot of taglines.
Yeah.
So this movie is another one of those movies where the punchlines just come like one after the other. Yeah, it's just a gag.
Also,
movie.
Comedy only works in threes. Like, especially for this movie, because like it's kind of like the older style of comedy that if you say the joke 3 times, maybe not in a row or consecutively, but you say the joke 3 times and it's still funny, then it works. Like, especially where there's just people lining into the airport, right? They're just getting out like of their cabs, their cars, and they're getting into the airport, going to their terminal, whatever. And you have the people that are overhead that are saying, like, the white zone is for unloading and loading passengers only. The red zone is to not be loading anybody whatsoever. Like, that's basically what they're saying.
You have 2 different announcers over the loudspeakers. Like,
and then they're repeating it because, like, it's a man and a woman. They are repeating that, like, throughout the course of the, like, beginning part of this movie. But at some point, he flips it to where it's like the red zone is for unloading and loading passengers, and the white zone is for loading and unloading stuff and whatever. Yeah. And because I don't remember what the red zone is for, and I think that the red zone, like, you just can't park there essentially. Yeah. And it was funny because then she goes like, "No, the white zone," and so she emphasizes that the white zone is for that, and like they just go into this bit for like a couple minutes of them just going back and forth. I'm just going like, "No, I remember this. It's the red zone. No, it's the white zone." And then so she says like, "Oh, come on out and say it. You know what this is about." And he goes like, "You know what? I will come out and say it. I think you should." Like, she goes like, "Oh, it's about the abortion. Like, you want me to get an abortion?" And he goes like, "Yes, I do want you to get an abortion.
Which is crazy
because we shouldn't have a child," or something like that.
There's just no stopping in a white zone.
Oh, really, Vernon? Why pretend? We both know perfectly well what it is you're talking about. You want me to have an abortion?
It's really the only sensible thing to do. If it's done properly, therapeutically, there's no danger involved.
Which is crazy because this is in 1980.
80, yeah. So, and also like us talking about it, and the now is kind of like, that doesn't really go over well right now.
Yeah, there's some jokes in this there's definitely some jokes in this movie that didn't age very well.
Yeah, like that one. I do like the fact that like I heard as soon as I queued it up, I heard the Jaws theme, and I was all like, they're gonna have the plane be Jaws, and then sure enough, like here comes the fin, and it's coming through the clouds, and I'm like, it's gonna go the other way. I just know it, and then here it comes, and I'm like, oh my god, like that is such a hilarious way to like open this movie up.
Which dang it, we should have talked about Jaws then, because that would have been hilarious.
Well, it is the 50th year anniversary for it to be out, so we can still talk about it if you want.
No, I'm just saying, like if we had, I just didn't want to do Jaws in our Summer Movie Blockbuster one because it was too obvious.
Yeah,
like
that's what I thought
everybody's
too.
Heard about Jaws. Everybody knows what happens in Jaws.
Right.
So I wanted
Everybody's
to pick some
talked
ones
about
that,
it.
like, that I like. First thing I had never seen, and probably a lot of people had never seen, like this movie.
Yeah.
People like.
Yeah, because like I'm not going to say this movie is niche because it's not, but it's like fans of like for like, and there's fans for this movie like Leslie Nielsen fans because he's in this, spoof movies because this is a
cult classic.
Yeah, it's a cult classic of a comedy of a movie, which is funny enough because I've never seen it. So this is my first time watching it.
Seeing it.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you didn't really have a lot of high hopes going into this film.
Well, I knew about it. I knew that it was a spoof. I've seen several jokes that have popped up, like the whole thing, like what we did in the beginning of going like, "Oh, don't call me Shirley," like that whole bit. So
I didn't know that was from this movie.
I did.
I come to realize that my dad quotes this movie a lot. Because I mean, it's just an old movie.
Yeah, because like we can dissect
45 years old.
We can dissect this movie into like essentially like two different parts, because the first part is about everybody being at the airport, and the second part is like everybody that's on the plane.
On the plane, basically.
So
it really doesn't. It's really not a movie that deserves a lot of like in-depth analysis, because again, it's just a bunch of,
because like we could sit here for like
stitched together.
Yeah, we could sit here for an hour and just quote the whole movie, and then that's it. That's the movie. So because like
it's kind of like doing a review for Monty Python. It's
right.
like Monty Python, that's literally the whole movie. It's just
like,
segmented bits all like stitched together.
Right.
And you basically
it's kind of
explain
like
what happens in the movie is just going through everything that's funny in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, like that's how it was for me and my friend JK that was on the podcast for Super Troopers, which if you haven't seen that episode, go watch it. It's actually pretty hilarious. But that's what we did the whole time, was like quote the movie, because that's all that the movie was just quotes. So it's all like just order a large Coke, and he goes like, I don't want a large, or just order a large Farva, and he just goes like, I don't want a large Farva, I want a goddamn liter of cola.
Just order a large Farva. I don't want a large Farva. I want a goddamn liter of cola. I don't know what that is.
Like, that's a great bit of him going to the fast food restaurant of basically McDonald's and ordering a drink, but he wants a large liter of cola, and he doesn't know what the hell that, like the kid behind the counter doesn't know what that means.
I don't know what that
He wants a
means.
large drink. So, but he just wants like a literal liter of cola.
I want a liter.
So, but yeah, that's basically what this whole movie is just those bits. Like, it's an overarching story, but they just throw bits in between. Because like, one of the things is like their airplane is coming in, and then like the guy's like telling them to like go to our left, his right. And then his friend comes up and he goes like, hey man, where's this at? And he goes like, oh, it's over there.
It's over there. Yeah,
and he starts pointing
the traffic control.
Yeah.
Like he does the wands. And he crashes the plane.
Yeah, and he goes like, oh god, and then the plane just crashes into the freaking
and
windows.
we cut to a scene where something else is completely happening. It doesn't even matter what was going on there.
Yeah. And then like you've got the whole bit with the captain where everybody's coming up and like they're getting magazines for like their ride in the airplane and stuff, and then they have an entire section of whacking material.
Whacking material.
And I was all like, That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then him getting the call overhead of going like, hey, use the white phone. Got a call. And so he goes like, okay. And he walks over and he picks up the red phone.
No, it's like, no, the white phone.
Yeah. And so she goes like, no, the white phone. He goes like, oh, sorry. And he hangs it up, gets the white phone. And so she gets on the line. He goes like, hey, you got a call for the Mayo Hospital. And
Mayo
it's
Clinic.
like the doctor's on the phone. And he goes like, hey, like you got a passenger who's needing a heart transplant, and like you literally see your heart is just like beating, and then while he's on the phone, it's jumping around. And he goes like, oh, okay, and she comes over the phone again and goes like, hey, like you got another call, like I'll patch you through. And he goes like, okay, but yeah, that whole bit was funny.
So the thing that makes this movie hilarious is the deadpan delivery.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like the deadpan is what makes it more hysterical. Is the fact that these people are being so serious, but they're cracking jokes the whole time. Like that's why I love Leslie Nielsen, because like it's like deadpan humor that he delivers, and he delivers it so well. Like it's amazing of how they do this.
Like dry humor is definitely my favorite one of my favorite varieties of being funny.
Yeah, and it's like the Monty Python movies where, like, especially one of the most famous bits is like the Black Knight, where he cuts off his arms and he just goes like, oh, I can still take you, and he goes like, your arm's off. No, it isn't. What's that then? So that whole bit,
just a flesh wound.
And he goes like, come on, you pansy.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Well, what's that then?
I've heard worse.
You liar!
Come on, you pansy!
See, we're not even talking about Monty Python. We're just like doing constant quotes because everybody knows those bits.
Yeah, exactly. So, but one of the things that I did want to point out was like the taxi cab passenger.
Yeah,
he gets in the cab. The guy comes out. He goes like, "Hey, I'll be back in a minute." And then he has the tab going.
So
and
he
then
mounts the curb, by the way.
And he's in the cab the whole movie.
Like you just
and he
constantly
racks up
see
like what
cuts back.
$21,000, like over $21,000 or something like that.
$2,100.
I think it's $2,100 or something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know. It's some egregious number though, but like it's hilarious because he's still in the cab that whole time.
And at the end of the movie, at some point, he's just like, you know what? I'll give it another 20 minutes and then I'm gone.
Yeah. I think that's so funny.
Because, and you have to wonder, like, did Stryker steal that cab in order to get to the airport?
Yeah.
You have to wonder.
And like I do think that they have like a couple of black guys on the plane that are talking jive.
Oh, this one was like I was going like, you know, at that, like I was you know.
Yeah, but like the big thing that's quotable from them is, and I have it written down, is like one of the guys talks to the other guy and he just goes like, you know what they say, see a broad that give that booty action, lay him down and smack him, yak him, and then they give each other a high five.
What they say, see a broad to get that booty yak him, lay her down and smack him, yak him.
And yeah,
and then they're speaking jive throughout the whole course of the movie whenever they're on screen and talking, and then it has like
English subtitles.
Well, it has like subtitles, but it's for like white people because white people don't speak jive.
It's super like eloquent and verbose,
right? And then it's like proper etiquette of speak, and then also the fact that like one of the guys who had the fish, because like that's the reason why that people are sick is because that people get the choice of either steak or fish. So the people that had fish are getting sick, and that's the reason why they have to land the plane in the first place. And like
food poisoning.
It was just like hysterical that like he's like basically dying essentially, because that's what Leslie Nielsen says is like, oh, you basically are dying. And then the flight attendant comes over and she goes like, I don't understand. This old lady comes up and goes like, oh, excuse me, I speak jive. And so she's telling him that basically like, oh yeah, like they're going to get you some medicine, like it'll be fine. And then they were like, oh, like basically they're I think that if I remember correctly, they were like talking about how like, you know, she's speaking jive and stuff and like she shouldn't be. And so then she goes to walk away, and so she's all like, fine, I'm just trying to help, but if you don't want it, that's fine. And she goes like, you with your dead ass anyway, or something like that. But like that to me is like really funny of being like, oh, I don't speak jive. And it's like this little white old lady comes up and just goes like, oh, I speak a little jive, and starts talking to them in jive and stuff. And like even yesterday when me and my wife were on our way to go and see Weapons, I was telling her about like, yeah, like I took my notes for this movie, but I have to like condense them down into like big broad sections, because I can't just be like, oh, this happens and this happens and this happens and this happens, because it's a lot of quick things, and we're gonna be here for like 3 hours if we just go down the list of stuff that they say throughout this course of the movie.
I just want to tell you both, good luck. We're all counting on you.
Yeah, I told her about that too. I'm like, he does that 3 times, before they're landing, he goes like, hey, I just wanted to come in and tell you guys good luck, and we're counting on you. And then like in the process of them landing, when the whole cabin is shaking, and then like he comes in and the camera's just violently shaking, and he says it again, oh, I just want to let you guys know we're rooting for you and we're counting on you. And then as soon as they land, they're like, okay, thank God we landed. It's over. And he comes in again, and he just goes like, hey, just want to let you guys know we're rooting on you and we're counting on you.
I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you.
That to me was hysterical for all 3 times. God damn it, I gotta stop saying that whenever we talk about stuff for this movie, because like it's all just hysterical. I did want to also point out that when the main guy, Stryker, he keeps talking to random passengers and
like
about his backstory with his like potential like girlfriend Elaine to come back, because whenever he talks to somebody about it, like they always like basically like themselves.
He used to be, I guess, a fighter pilot in World War II.
He used to be a fighter pilot for World War II. He got into a really bad accident because, or he got a bunch of his own men killed because he wasn't following orders, and so it hangs over his head throughout the whole course of the movie. And so, like, that's the reason why that he can't. Sorry, it sounded like somebody was like humming. Okay, we're back. Had to check on something. But what were we talking about? I know the movie, but
talking about how much Stryker.
Yeah, how he was a World War II pilot. Yeah, that's right.
And like he constantly goes back on these flashbacks, and one of them was like they're in a rough bar, and then there's a bar fight where one girl gets thrown into a jukebox and starts playing. It was like Staying Alive.
Yeah, because I had it written down that like I love the fact that it's like 2 Girl Scouts that they're fighting each other, but they're full-grown women, and because he's like giving this backstory of how they met at like a dangerous bar, to where like, oh, like you walk in and you have to curl your fist up because a fight will break out at any moment. It's like these 2 Girl Scouts, they're playing poker, and one of them like wins the hand, so the other one throws a punch, and then that's how the fight starts.
No, they catch one of them cheating.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh yeah, that's right, because like they go to take the pot, and then they flip over the hand, and there's an ace on the hand, and then so they start fighting each other. And like what you said is like one of them gets on the bar, throws them through the bar,
like fall down
like,
the bar.
Yeah, slides down the bar, hits head first into the jukebox, and then it starts playing the Bee Gees. And then I did have it written down too. It was like, oh, so they're just like spoofing off of like Saturday Night Lights, or Saturday Night Fever. That's what it is.
Yeah.
With John Travolta's first movie that he was in. So. And then he went on to be Grease, and then he became Greasy Slimeball, and now he's like favorited again, I think, maybe, I don't know. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this movie. And like yeah, because then I had it written down like it's Friday Night Lights and stuff like that. So like now it's just a freaking disco bar.
And then, like, after the cut, the flashback is over, we just cut back. Yeah, because,
like, he's talking to this old lady, and, it's, like, about this whole flashback. And when because stewardess comes over and goes like, hey, do you want something to read for
do you
your
have
flight?
anything light? And it's like famous Jewish athletes.
Yeah, and so she goes like, that'll work. And so it's kind of like this like 2-page thing.
No, it's like
it's
a
like
tiny
a pamphlet.
piece of paper.
Yeah, and so it's just folded in half.
So
and so
lady.
she's like reading it, and and so she's like telling him like, oh, like you seem sweet on her, like, and he goes like, yeah, like I still am, and we were once in love, and I'm trying to win her back essentially.
She also asked him if he's nervous.
Yeah, she goes like nervous, or like,
yes,
I am, and she goes like, first time. He goes like, no, I've been nervous lots of times.
Nervous?
Yes.
First time.
No, I've been nervous lots of times.
My first time being nervous.
And so it's just like, it's funny. And
we get back from the flashback, and we just see
her feet hanging over.
Yeah, so
it's just like, oh,
this will again. Comedy comes in threes,
and it's also the fact that like she doesn't want to talk to him because now she's reading something, and so she goes to like pick up her glasses and put them on her face again, and then he goes like, well, here's this thing, and so she takes off her glasses and goes like, oh my god, and rolls her eyes at him.
No, then you shouldn't have talked to him if you didn't want to have him get in the,
and then like
thing.
And then like the second time is like a Japanese World War II pilot or like vet. And it's also the old guy who's been in lots of movies. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but like he was the dad from Kung Fu Panda. Like the
really?
goose. Yeah, that's him. And he was also the old blind guy from Balls of Fury. Now I got to look him up because like he's a well-known actor, which is funny because I don't know his name, but like
James Hong.
Yeah, it's James Hong. And like that was him. He has no speaking lines, but he's in the movie and he plays as like the Japanese World War II guy, and he tells him about backstory of them backpacking and helping this Indonesian or not this Indonesian. Oh, I guess Indonesian is Asian, but like this off-country thing that they're going to help, and it's funny too because they're the only two that are there when it should be like a whole team of people. Mm-hmm. But he's telling him about like, yeah, like once we got there, they were really backwards. They didn't know anything about our Western culture or anything. So like we decided to like give them Western culture, and she's teaching the women about Tupperware and how versatile it is and how it can keep your food fresh for a few days. And they're also looking at it, and it's just like they don't have food that they could just store away in Tupperware, and they don't have a fridge. So what are you talking about? And then he teaches them about basketball. Like at first they're just like, okay, like it's a rubber ball that bounces. Okay, so then all of a sudden they become like super athletic, and it's supposed to emphasize that like black people are just naturally good at like sports essentially. And when he's talking to her and he goes like, yeah, like when we come back I'll have to teach them about baseball, and she goes like, well, it's after the war, so don't you think that we need to move on with our lives? Yeah. And he goes like, it's never just like beyond the war for me. And then he has flashbacks of like him in the fighter jet and stuff like that.
What's funny is that he has flashbacks about flying the plane, and then it's different, like it's like the
different clips each time. What the heck?
Like the very first airplanes ever existed.
Yeah.
Like the Orville brothers.
I think that was when he was flying the plane.
Oh, that was when he fought. Well,
yeah,
at some
because
point
he was afraid of like crashing and stuff, because that's what happened.
At some point, he has flashbacks of like, first you see like a prop plane. It's like, wait, that's the wrong one. Then he goes back. Oh wait, this is like the very first airplanes I ever
right, like especially with the Wright brothers. And then there was
the
Wright
one, brothers. Why
yeah,
the
and then
brothers?
I don't know. And then there was also the one where it was like the plane where it has like the spiral on top of it, and it's just like going up and down.
That's really good.
Yeah, but one of the things that I liked was like the kid adults, where it's like the boy is wearing like an all suit. He's got his hair combed slick back, and then she's dressed up proper with a dress, and he comes up with a tray of coffee, and he goes like, "Would you like some coffee?" She goes like, "Yes, I would actually." She goes like, "Why don't you sit down next to me?"
Yeah.
And he goes like, "Do you want any cream or sugar?" She goes like, "No, I like my coffee black, like I like my men." And he looks over and he goes like, "What?"
Cream? No, thank you. I take it black. Like my men.
I prefer it black, like my men. It's the pause in between. It's just
oh yeah, like I like my coffee black.
I've seen that quote out of context before.
Yeah,
I forgot that it was from this movie. So when I saw, I lost it, man.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite ones is at some point. One of the stewardesses, Randy, goes back to check on the girl who we learned is the girl who had the heart transplant.
Yeah.
Actually,
oh yeah, I have this written down too.
Actually, even before that,
yeah.
Sorry, we'll get to that in a second. What was really funny was in the first part, before they even like the plane is in the air.
Yeah.
The final loading. There's a couple.
Oh yeah, the train, like it's like a train.
It's like a train leaving. So
yeah, because like the conductor comes up and he goes like, "All aboard!"
Like,
so they're just like, "Yeah, be sure to get on the plane, or be sure to get on the plane." It's like one of those like
fond farewells where the guy is like waving out of the thing and she's like running after him.
I do love the fact that like when she's running, because like it's all of those posts that are posted she runs into like a few of them later.
So
it's such a good bit because it's all like, and it sounds like, you know, a train is actually taking off, and then meanwhile they're in the cockpit. They're like, okay, like we're ready to go, and they're like, yep, you're clear for takeoff and everything, and like they're still talking like oh, like, you know, we're clear for takeoff, like go ahead and leave on the plane, and then they're acting like it's a train.
Yeah, but also even before that, now that I'm remembering it, like I'm thinking all out of order.
That's fine.
The plane, there's like window washers.
Yeah, and then because I was really thinking that it's kind of like when you see people like in New York, especially, where like you're at a stoplight and then like they start cleaning your windows.
That's what I thought
and
too.
Stuff like that, and so they're asking for money. And so I'm just like, I thought that's what was going to happen, but no, he's actually like checking stuff out under the hood.
He's opening up the hood.
Like it's a car, and then like he goes to like shut it, and like he jumps on top of it and he falls off.
Yeah,
and then there's another guy
checks the oil with a dipstick.
Yeah, and then there's another guy that comes up to the window and like basically to run the credit card. So that way that they get paid for their service.
Yeah, so. That's what I thought too. Like I thought that was hilarious. But back to the girl who has the heart transplant problem. You know, she's laying down and she's with her mom. And before the stewardess Randy comes over, there's actually a nun on board.
Yeah, there's a nun that's on board.
It's like,
and
excuse me, can I borrow that guitar? There's a girl in the back that I'd like to go sing to. And it's like, oh sure, of course. How sad for her.
Yeah.
And then she gets back there and is like, hi there, I'm Randy. I'd like to sing you a song real quick.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'd love that.
Right.
The little girl's like, and then she starts playing the guitar, and I think it's like a Bible song, maybe.
I think so.
Whatever. She starts singing a song, and she's whipping around the guitar, and it whips into her IV tube.
Yeah, and then the whole bit about like the girl just be like, oh, like I need my IV,
like,
and then like nobody's paying attention. Everybody's like clapping and stuff. Like she's got her lips puckered like a fish.
So, and then like she gets it plugged back in.
Yeah, she does it herself. And then the second time, so then she swings back, and then it gets knocked out again, and then her mom's freaking out. She goes like, "Oh my god!" And so she's like, "Oh!"
And then she's doing like, I think she's doing like CPR.
Yeah, she starts CPR, and it's like you really shouldn't be doing that to somebody that's needed a heart transplant, but that's besides the point.
Oh, that was so good.
But and then the third time is when he goes into the backstory, and he's talking to this other guy about like their relationship, and he's about to like he douses himself in gasoline, about to light himself on fire, and they need a pilot to like land the plane, and Randy comes over and goes like, hey, do you know how to fly a plane? He goes like, yeah, I did a long time ago, but I don't do that anymore. She goes like, well, any help that you have would be like, you know, detrimental to landing the plane. And he goes like, all right, well, I'll see if I can give it a shot.
And then the guy
looking at him, and he's like, yeah,
he's holding a lit match.
And so he looks at him, and he looks at the guy, and the guy just like starts nodding his head. He goes like, yeah, you should go. And as soon as he leaves, he like blows out the match. which is like another person, which again, comedy only works in threes. So
doesn't he explode anyway?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he does explode.
He explodes
because
anyway.
He blows it out and then he just explodes anyway. like
there's a lot of like things that happen like that where it's like back in like air traffic control back in Chicago, like the guy's smoking a cigarette, throws it out the window, it's just a big explosion outside.
Right, and like the guy also like plugs his ears too, which we could also do the whole like air traffic scene too, just as like, one big pit.
Like it's I'll pull up the quote right here because I had it.
It's really funny, the whole bit with the main control guy. Where is he? Steve McCroskey, who played Lloyd Bridges plays a Steve McCroskey, but like he goes like they come up to him and they tell him like, oh, like this airplane, like they need to land and stuff like that. And he goes like, oh man, I picked a bad week to stop smoking, and he like starts smoking again.
I picked a bad week to stop drinking.
Yeah, and he starts drinking.
I picked a bad week to stop.
My favorite bit is like towards the end where they're trying to land it. He goes like, I picked a bad week to stop sniffing glue.
Yeah, I picked a bad week to stop taking meth and stop taking amphetamines.
Yeah. But like that was my favorite bit, is like the glue bit, because he starts sniffing it and he just immediately falls back.
I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
And then like cuts back to the plane, cuts back to them, and he's upside down.
He's upside down.
His hair is just sticking straight up, and like he's just like, and like everything's going to hell.
So for this joke to work, I thought it was great. Like the great setup is, so there's the captain, his name is Over.
Yeah.
The co-pilot's name is Roger.
Oh yeah.
And the navigator's name is Victor.
Yep.
So it goes along the lines of, I have the quote right here. It's Flight 209er, you're clear for takeoff. Roger. Huh? LA departure frequency 123.9er. Roger.
Yeah.
Huh? Request Vector, over. What? Flight 209er, clear for Vector 325. We have clearance, Clarence. His name is Clarence, over. Roger. What's our Vector, Victor?
And like right before they take off, they're like, "Huh? What? What?"
Like, tower radio's clearance, over. That's Clarence, over.
Yeah.
Over. Roger. Huh? Roger, over. What? Who? Huh?
Yeah. I do love the bit where it's the little boy that goes into the cockpit. He goes like, "Oh man, I want to be able to see the plane, and I want to be able to see the cockpit and stuff." And they're like, "Well, we don't really know if we can do that or not." And the stewardess goes like, "Well, I'll go and check to see if that's okay." And he comes up, and the whole bit with the captain of asking the kid of going like, because I have this written down too, of going like, about seeing grown men naked and then seeing like gladiators and stuff like that. It's all like,
you ever been inside a Turkish prison?
Yeah. Just asking him like random like obscene questions. Like, I thought the weirdest thing was him going like, "Have you ever seen a grown man naked?" I was like, "Wait, what?" Like the hell? But that whole thing. But I also love the fact that when he recognizes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I have the quotes written up right here, not the written up, but you know, he goes like, "Wait a minute, I know you. You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You play basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers." And he goes like, "I'm sorry, son, but you must have me confused with someone else. My name is Roger Murdoch. I'm the co-pilot." And he keeps talking to him about basketball and how his dad just hates him because he just goes like, "Yeah, you don't seem like that you really try up until it's the playoffs, and then you try, and then but then you guys fail anyway." And like the whole thing is the fact that he just goes like, "No, I'm Roger Murdoch. I'm an airline pilot." And he shows him his name tag and stuff. And he goes like especially he just goes like, "I think you should go back to your seat now, Joey." He goes like, "Right, Clarence?" He goes like, "Nah, he's not bothering anybody. Let him stay here." And he's clearly like bothering him. And but yeah, he just goes like, "Yeah, I think that you're the greatest, but like my dad doesn't think so," and everything like that. And And like, I love how in the quotes it says breaking character. He goes like, "The hell I don't listen, kid. I've been hearing that crap ever since I was in UCLA. I'm out here busting my buns every night. Tell your old man to drag Walton and Laner up and down the court for 48 minutes." So that bit is hilarious, but also the fact that like once Leslie Nielsen gets introduced as the doctor, like the whole thing is just an outright riot, because the whole bit about like, oh, like we got to get these people to a hospital. A hospital, what is it? It's a big building with patients in it, but that's not important right now.
It's not important right now.
This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now. Tell the captain I must speak to him.
But also the fact that he starts like deducing that it's like people that have the fish are basically dying now.
Yeah, because
it's hysterical because he goes like, oh, names all the stuff that's happening in front of the pilot, and then the pilot starts having all of those symptoms.
Yeah, because like,
and because he goes like, by the end of it, he goes like, yeah, then like your inserts turn into soup basically, and he just like keels over.
Starts with the slight fever, dryness of the throat. As the virus penetrates red blood cells, the victim becomes dizzy, begins to experience an itching, a rash. From there, the poison goes to work on the central nervous system, causing severe muscle spasms, followed by the inevitable drooling. At this point, the entire digestive system collapses, accompanied by uncontrollable flatulence, until finally the poor bastard is reduced to a quivering, wasted piece of jelly.
Funny is that like the crew starts going down. First it's the navigator, then it's the co-pilot.
Right.
They have to drag
everybody out one by one.
And you
and yeah, he's got his goggles on, and he's got like he's still wearing
basketball shorts.
Yeah,
on.
He's wearing his basketball shoes, shirt, and his socks, and they're carrying him out. And also like all of the passengers don't notice this as they're carrying all of the pilots out, because like the stewardess is on the intercom saying like, hey, you know, like don't worry about it, like we're just reaching some choppy airwaves and blah blah blah.
It's like don't worry about this, we're just experiencing some slight turbulence. On another matter, does anybody know how to fly this plane?
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say too, was like that bit, and then everybody goes like, and everybody just goes ape shit crazy,
fucking crazy,
and then like it's like the shot of, which I can't show this because I'm going to be adding in clips, but like I always do, but I can't show this clip because it's I can't do it. But like it's just like a clear view of down the lane, down the aisle, and then it's just like everybody freaking out, and then all of a sudden here comes this topless woman running through and shakes her tits and then runs across the screen, and I'm all like, gratuitous tit shot. All right,
this movie is rated PG, by the way.
Yeah,
PG for probably meant something much different.
Oh yeah,
in 1980.
Because back then they never had a rated R. I think that the first rated R movie was Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So because of like its amount of gore that they had in the movie, so I could be wrong about the first rated R movie, but if I remember correctly, that's the first rated R movie that happened.
We should do a post show about movie ratings. I think
we can do that if you want.
We could do a wrap at some point. Not now.
Show, but like yeah, because I still have to edit the other rap show that we did about franchises.
That'd be another good topic.
Be tuning in for the rap episode of franchises. So, but yeah, now they're going down and stuff, and the fact that, and like when we opened up the show, it's all like, can you fly this plane and land it? Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
And like even before that, when the pilots do go down, they had to call into air traffic control in Chicago to like relay instructions. Like, okay, Lane, I need you to engage the autopilot.
Yeah, and then it's Otto that comes up.
It's an inflatable. It's an inflatable balloon that's a pilot, and that's what the autopilot is.
Right.
And at some point, the autopilot deflates.
Yeah, and so she goes like, he's deflating. What am I supposed to do? And then they're like, well, like there should be a tube that you need to basically blow air into, essentially. And then like she finds it, and I'm like, it's gonna be by his crotch. And like it's
gonna
in
be
the belt.
It's gonna be on his dick.
Yeah, and so like it's in the belt, and so she starts like blowing air into it, and then Leslie Nielsen walks in, and then it's just a shot of her just like basically kneeling down.
Yeah. So
bobbing her head, and then he just walks out. And then it cuts, and then to the outside, and then it cuts back to the cockpit, and then they're both smoking a cigarette. But again, like comedy works best in threes because you have the bit of where it's all like, oh, like what's a hospital? And then like when Randy comes up to him, and he goes like, well, what's a cockpit? And a cockpit, what is it? And she goes like, well, it's a room at the front of the plane where the pilots sit. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the second time. And then, like, the third time is something else I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's like, not is it the same thing, but I think one of my other cool jokes that I just now got when looking at the quote was like, I can't fly this plane. It's a different type of plane altogether.
Yeah.
It's a different type of plane.
Yeah.
And both of them say it at the same time. It's like, that's...
Like, altogether.
That's funny.
It's like, it's a different type of plane. And like going back into like the air control station when they call Kramer to come and like they get him out of bed, somebody
comes to
pick him up, and so like the dog is just like viciously attacking him.
It's a golden retriever, but like
and they're the most friendliest dogs that you could ever meet, but it's just like
they put a bunch of like growling sound effects over him, so it's
just to insinuate that he's being attacked by the dog.
I bet that guy was having a lot of fun on
100%, because he's laying on the floor and the dog's just like all over him, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, but it sounds like the dog's attacking him, but it's like I think they purposely did a golden retriever for that reason.
Right. And then like he's driving, and they have like the screen that's behind him where he just casually runs over somebody on a bike. The
green screen is going crazy behind him.
Yeah, because then all of a sudden it's just like doing twists and turns, and then all of a sudden it's like a different thing altogether.
Yeah, it's like behind a bunch of horses, basically.
Yeah, and then because it was like a bunch of horses are behind him and stuff like that. So like that bit's hilarious. And then like the flamboyant guy that's on the team.
Oh yeah,
where he just goes like, I think his name's Johnny, if I remember correctly in the movie.
Yeah.
And he goes like, Johnny, some coffee? And he goes like, no thanks, I'm okay. he keeps doing that. And again, I think they only do these bits like 3 times, and he just keeps going like, Johnny, some coffee? And he goes like, no thanks, I'm okay. And but they print off something, and he goes like, yeah, it is Johnny. And he goes, because I have this written down. And he goes like, Johnny, what can you make out of this? And he goes like, well, let me see. I can make a hat. I can make a brooch, a pterodactyl that's eating your... And he goes like, knock it off. And he goes like, okay.
Johnny, what can you make out of this? This? Well, I can make a cap, or a brooch, a pterodactyl.
And especially when they're in the tower and they're about to land the plane, and all the lights go out, and so he goes like, wait, what the hell, I can't see anything. And he goes, and so it just cuts back to Johnny, who has the 2 plugs in his hand. He goes like, whoops, sorry, I thought that would be funny, and pulls them back in.
He's like, or no, he's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, and he goes like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Plugs them back
I'm just kidding.
It's freaking hysterical. But then when they're talking about crashing the plane, and then watching the in-flight movie about a plane crash. But yeah, and then I had that written down was like Makrowski's just like wrong week to quit stuff. So which again, comedy works in threes. And then like the other thing too was like after the accident, I had this written down too, which I also wanted to mention as well, was that what is it? When he's talking to his backstory of like him getting like out of the service, like after the accident and stuff, when who is it? It's Lieutenant Hurwitz. And so like you just hear somebody groaning, and she goes like, who's that? And he goes like, oh, it's Lieutenant Hurwitz. And she goes like, well, what's wrong with him? He goes like, oh, thinks that it's Ethel Merman. And then it's Ethel Merman. She gets out of the bed, starts singing and stuff, and then they bring her back down onto the bed, and they just like make her go to sleep.
Yeah.
Thinks he's Ethel Merman.
You'll be swell. You'll be great. Gonna have the whole world on a plate. Starting here, starting now, honey. Everything's coming up. Oh.
She starts talking about him, of how like he after the war he couldn't like drink right.
He had a drinking problem.
Yeah, he had a drinking problem, and then like he didn't know how to drink anymore, so he'd bring it up, and then he would completely miss his mouth and just like hit his cheek. And then especially when it's like what is it, like coffee or something like that he's drinking, he brings it up to his face and then he just goes over his eye with it.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's a drinking problem.
Yeah, and it's like he's got a drinking problem.
It's such a funny gag, because it's so literal.
Yeah.
I also like when he's in the cockpit and it's that famous GIF.
Oh yeah, of Jordan Peele where it's like pouring off his face,
of he's sweating.
Yeah,
right.
And like
it's from this movie.
Yeah.
So
and everybody took this bit from this movie because like he's profusely sweating.
And it's just dripping down,
like drenching off of him, and it's kind of like at some point it's like a hose.
Yeah.
That's just over his head that just keeps pouring water off his face.
Yeah.
And then like I did think it was hysterical when they're talking to each other. Like when they're on the plane,
yeah,
and she goes like, well, like I loved sitting on your face, but like I couldn't, but like I just can't keep doing it anymore because like of the way that you've been acting and stuff since the war and everything, and blah blah blah. Like I was just like, that was thrown out of left field, like what the hell. And like and then like we'll end it with this. It's like when they finally land the plane and everything, and when they're getting out of the plane, and so she goes like, bye, have a nice day. Like have a good rest of your day.
The inflatable slide.
Yeah.
All right, have a nice day. Have a nice day. Thank you for flying Trans-American.
And they end up together.
Yeah.
And then was there anything else?
There were a couple more quotes that I wanted to like jump on. Like I know, like we gotta wrap this up, and we can't go over everything. Over's wife gets the call, and then she puts on the light, and
oh yeah, and it's a horse laying in bed, and then
that's great.
And so she just goes like, "Oh, you'll have to go out the back door."
So the plane crashes, right? Well, it doesn't crash, but like it loses landing gear.
It loses its landing gear and stuff.
And then they're outside of the plane. Then you see Otto give a salute.
Oh yeah.
in the cockpit, and then it inflates, and it's a lady.
Oh
autopilot,
yeah, and then
they take
all
off.
of a sudden they take off.
Yeah,
and then he looks at the camera and he winks. Also, the fact that like Kramer, who used to be his superior, when he's like talking over the radio and stuff, but like when he's in the tower and he's like telling him like what to do, like when he's landing and stuff, he goes like, go to the left, no, go more to the right, and he goes like, just land the damn thing, and then they slam, but then like they all leave, and then he's still on the intercom like talking to him on the radio.
And then like one of my favorite ones is like the doctor's talking to the captain. It's like, Captain, how soon can you land?
Oh,
I can't tell. You can tell me. I'm a doctor.
Yeah, you can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I'm just like, man, I'm just not sure. Well, can't you take a guess? Not for
another 2 hours. You can't take a guess for another 2
2
hours?
Like, there's so many things like else that we miss. Like the whole bit about like, man, I'm gonna die here and I don't have a husband anymore.
Oh yeah, and then like the woman comes up and she goes like hey, like I'm just scared. Like at least I have a husband, and so she walks away, and then she starts getting sad again. But yeah. So anything else on the movie?
No.
Before we end it?
Again, we could be here for another like 20 minutes talking about. Just,
I know.
Like quotes.
Just the quotes of the movie.
There's
I know.
It's super like jam packed with a bunch of visual gags and puns and stuff like that. It's just like very, very, very funny.
Right.
So.
So with that being said, that's the end of Airplane here.
We're gonna call it here. It's not It's not the end, like I said.
Well, it's not the end of the podcast because we still have to get to our consensus and
no, but it's the end of us talking about Airplane.
Yeah, so
we don't want to go on for.
That's
for
the end of
longer.
Airplane, and now we're gonna get to our consensus of the movie, and what the heck, and this is the point of the episode where it is a rent, buy, or skip. So, again, if you're just tuning in. It is supposed to be, would you occasionally watch it, which is a rent? Would you watch it all the time, being a buy? Or would you just completely skip it? Don't even bother wasting your time. Do you want to go first, or should I?
I want to see what you say.
Okay.
Because I think I went first last week, so.
Yeah. So, for me, I would say that it is surprisingly a buy.
Fuck yeah! Yeah!
So, I would actually buy this movie. This movie is hilarious. It wouldn't get old. I feel like that you could watch this with a group of people and just have an all-out laugh riot, and you might have to pause it at times.
Oh yeah,
just because it is so hysterical, and it's hysterical from start to finish.
There's
honestly.
Definitely some jokes here that I had to go back and like do a double take on what they actually said. But
oh yeah, 100%. Like especially for me, I'm like, okay, that was really good. Now I have to go back a few frames so that way I can write it down.
Yeah.
So that to me makes like a really good enjoyable movie, is like a movie that you can just like have an all-out laugh riot. I was laughing from start to finish. Just the deadpan humor of it was great for me.
Leslie Nielsen is great in this.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen is just a great, phenomenal deadpan slapstick actor. Like I love him in like other movies that I've seen him in, like Scary Movie 3 and 4, because he plays as the president. But my favorite is Scary Movie 3 when he is the president, and some of the bits that happen in there that he does. But which is the reason why they paid an homage to him in the new Naked Gun movie, which I haven't seen the Naked Gun movies. I think after this I'll actually watch the Naked Gun movies. So, but yeah, for all of those reasons, I'd say that it's a buy. So, what about you?
Yeah, I'd say it's a buy as well. Fuck yeah! Because it's a bygone era of comedy in a motion picture like this, where a lot of the effort into the movie is going into making sure the punchlines land.
Right.
And you have to wonder like how much time was spent having to reshoot things.
Right, like what,
just to be able
like
to get the delivery just right.
Oh yeah, plus it's also the thing of being like how many cuts that they have to do to get that one shot of them just being deadpan and not laughing about that bit.
Because again, it's the whole like, doctor, how soon can you land this plane? It's like, I don't know. I can't tell. It's like,
well, you can tell me I'm a doctor. Like that whole bit. Yeah.
Like Leslie Nielsen had to be straight faced while.
Oh yeah.
What's his face was talking, but like it's very different from a lot of comedies that you see today, where like there's like so many different genres of comedies now. There's rom-coms, there's like quote unquote stoner comedies, like
right.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Side note, I watched Happy Gilmore 2.
Nice.
Last week, so like it's movies like that where it's like very silly, very goofy.
Oh yeah.
But like it's also like it's like trying to have a cohesive story,
right? Or it's kind of like with Click. Click is a comedy movie, but then halfway through the movie it becomes like I'd probably say it's more like a dark comedy movie, because like the last half of the movie is just super dramatic. So
like there's a clear division between like this film, like Airplane, and a movie like Grown Ups 2.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the quality here, like there's somehow there's simultaneously both quality and quantity with the amount of jokes that are just packed into this film. I thought when I was watching this, I was very surprised about how funny it was, because I thought the humor was going to be very dated. Now, sure, there's some jokes in there that don't probably a little bit
yeah, like there's some jokes that are dated. There's some jokes that are
there's a lot
funny.
There's a lot of references to celebrities. Like, you have to wonder, like, there's probably a good chunk of people in this movie who are dead.
Oh yeah,
now
100%.
So like, but like even like there's some references I didn't quite understand. But I thought it was still pretty funny for it being 45 years old.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't exactly like show this to a lot of people, because again, it's not for everybody.
Right.
If you're not really paying attention too much, if you're not really like looking at like the detail, like like a lot of the jokes won't land is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty funny. So
Right.
I think because of that, because it's just a different style of comedy that was even back then, but still somehow the jokes still land for me, even like now it is.
Right.
I think it's a buy as well. So
good.
So we're in consensus.
Yep.
Of here.
And then we will move on to suggested people, which is not really a whole lot of people that didn't really like this movie because, I mean,
it's pretty.
How could you? I mean, like, could you occasionally watch it? Yeah. Could you just rent the movie every once in a while? Sure. But I mean, like, it's just such a funny movie, though. Like, why wouldn't you own this if you're into comedies and stuff? But, like, the first one that I have up for suggested people. So, for those of you that don't know, what we do is that we will take a 1, 10-star, or sometimes both review on IMDb, and then we will have an open up discussion about how these people are wrong with their opinions sometimes. So, and in this case, since we both said that it's a buy, that makes it a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 movie. So we will actually just bring up just 1-star reviews, poopy reviews. So I wanted to point this one out because I thought this was really, really fucking stupid. Is that they said that it's plagiarism. The movie Nothing Original it's broken English apparently. The movie Nothing Original they took and nothing.
I'm having a stroke.
I know. Yeah. So basically, they're saying that they took stuff from this other movie and they're copying everything from the movie 0 Hour. That's the reason why I mentioned that earlier. Just a 1 because I can't give a 0.
It's that's the same argument.
It's a spoof movie. It's like the same thing for going like, they copied Star Wars from Spaceballs.
Or it's like, wow, I can't believe that Vanilla Ice ripped off Queen by using Under Pressure sample in Ice Ice Baby. It's like because it's a sample,
right?
It's just a parody. It's like saying Weird Al is plagiarizing like Michael Jackson.
Why didn't we say that in unison?
That's a clip.
Yeah, that is a clip. But yeah, it's just super dumb because it's all like, obviously you never watched the movie and you don't get what the bit is.
Yeah.
Like, tell me you don't understand the joke.
I haven't even seen that other movie.
I looked it up. It's like a 1930s movie or something like that.
Good God.
So it's an old movie.
Nobody even remembers what that movie is anymore.
Right. And then I got another one here. It fails to fly. It may well have been side-splitting hilarious in its day, but viewed through contemporary goggles, it fails to raise even the briefest smirk. A relic of bygone times, its references, characters, and humor long since expired. Both of these came out in 2020, by the way.
I don't know. I think that it's kind of funny because it's from the 1980s.
Oh, yeah.
And that the fact that like some of these jokes are so prevalent in this movie, despite being made in 1980,
right,
is kind of what's funny about it. Because if it's funny to us, imagine what it must have been like in theaters for like sort of a sanitized sort of American audience that was back in that sort of like, because it's like 1970s, 1980s, like this is like before Ronald Reagan. Like they even make a joke of like this. This is worse than seeing the one time I saw that Ronald Reagan film.
Right.
And like there's a kid reading a magazine that's talking about like Carter's strategy for running for president.
Right.
So like imagine like it's around that era of American culture. So for this movie to come out and have all this like funny stuff in it, like it was probably very jarring to be honest. Like not many comedies were sort of like that back then.
Right.
So I think that it because it was made in 1980, it's even more funny.
Oh yeah.
Within the context of when it was what other films came out at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think
I don't really believe that argument.
Yeah, because like you have to think about like piggybacking off of what you were talking about with like the era of stuff that was happening. It's like that's literally what anybody like talked about in pop culture at the time.
Yeah,
and like maybe back then they didn't specifically say that it was pop culture, but that's what it is. It's pop culture. It's stuff that's happening right now that's popular in our culture. So like that whole thing to me just doesn't make any sense of being like, well, like the jokes don't like aren't funny, or it's like they made this reference and like you can't understand it because it's this reference to that time, and it's like, no, you can still understand what's happening. Like even if you don't know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is because you don't follow sports.
I sure didn't know him.
Yeah, I knew him as a basketball player. I did.
I sure didn't know who he was.
But like that, and like even to me, I'm like, dude, that's hysterical when he like passes out and then they carry him off the plane.
Because it's funny because he said in context that he used to be a basketball player,
and
so
especially
that's why it's funny,
right?
You don't have to know who he was actually, you don't know that he's like a real person,
right?
To understand why him being pulled out in his basketball shoes and shorts is funny when he's
and also given the fact that it's all like, hey, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not an actor; he's a basketball player. So then that's why the kid pointed that out too, and he goes like, "Wait, you're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah. You're on the LA Lakers," and he just goes like, "No, I'm not."
You know, that's like, so funny. I didn't even pick up on that. That would be funny because it's like he's speaking through the fourth wall,
right?
And it's like he's trying. No, I'm this guy and this character.
Especially when people would go to the theater and see that, and it's like, wait a minute, isn't that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Like, why is he in this movie?
And then
he's a basketball player.
That's even more funny now that you explain it to me.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
How do you not like that?
Right.
And
how do you not think that this is funny?
The thing about comedy movies of all kinds, of no matter, regardless of quality, is that somebody is going to find it funny, and somebody is going to say, wow, this is really funny, I liked it a lot. And other people are saying, like, I don't get this at all, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And so, like ratings on comedy movies are almost never, like, accurate for me. Yeah. Like, you could, like, someone, like, Rotten Tomatoes will say that, like, a comedy movie is, like 33%.
Yeah.
And then you watch it and it's like, I mean, it's
just
like...
it's all right.
Critics can't really gauge comedy movies that well anyway, because it's for different types of audiences, and also some of them are meant to be watched when you're drunk or stoned.
Right, because like I remember watching Blazing Saddles like years ago, and so my mother-in-law was in town, and so like I was watching it in the living room, and so she was also watching it with me, and my wife, she doesn't like comedies because she doesn't think that most of them are funny, right? So I don't watch comedies with her, and she goes like, oh, like, what is Blazing Saddles? I'm like, it's a Mel Brooks movie. It's a comedy. She goes like, oh, okay. And she's never seen it because, again, she doesn't watch comedies, but she doesn't watch movies in general. But the whole time with them, like, doing their whole like slapstick gag and like a bunch of language and stuff, because like my mother-in-law doesn't really like cursing or like us drinking and stuff like that,
right?
Like especially when it's around her, she doesn't care for doing it, but she just would rather not have us do it in front of her.
No, I get that.
So, and like the whole time, like my mother-in-law is laughing at these jokes that they're saying in this movie, and my wife is like looking at me the whole time and just going like, dude, like, what the hell is this? And I go like, it's a dark comedy. That's what it is. I'm like, it's Mel Brooks. And she just goes like, yeah, I just didn't really like it because of its chorus humor and stuff. Like, that to me is just kind of fucked up. And I'm all like, it's a comedy. If you don't take it serious, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Like everybody's in on the bit. Like, that's why it's there. So, but enough talking about this. Anything else for this movie or in general?
Nope. I enjoyed it, and good. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I heard many good things about it. I wanted to talk about it because I know that it's critically acclaimed.
Right.
My grandmother was telling me that she liked this movie.
Yeah.
So it's just like that did not inspire good confidence for me. But then I watched it, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. Shout out to Graham, by the way. So, because we know you're watching. So, nothing else on the movie. So, now we're going to spin the wheel to see what next week's movie is. And then the week after that, we won't have to spin the wheel because it'll be the last movie.
I wouldn't even call this spinning a wheel. It's like flipping a coin.
Yeah, it's like spin. It's like flip a coin.
Flip a coin, basically.
And again, if you've been paying attention or if you made it this far, it's going to be Sonic or Inglourious Bastards. So, let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see where it lands. See if we end up with what movie, and just made it out. It's Inglourious Bastards. So just made it out by
the Quentin Tarantino movie is our next up on the chopping block, and so our final movie of our
the
summer movie blockbuster thing is going to be Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one. I like that movie, so
Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's such a good movie.
There's a lot to talk about that movie. So,
but
we're talking about Inglourious Bastards. So
yep. So stay tuned for next week when we talk about Inglourious Bastards.
It's going to be 3 hours.
Well, let's try not to make it 3 hours.
It's going to be 3 hours.
It's such a good movie, though.
It is.
Mostly all of his movies are super good. There's still some that I haven't seen, like Jackie Brown, or a couple of other ones that he did that I haven't seen. So, but anyhow, we're gonna head and see you guys next week for Inglourious Bastards. So, be sure to do all the things, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you guys next week. So, bye.
Bye.
All right, have a nice day. Have a nice day. Thank you for flying Trans-American.